Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Patrick. I'm your friendly immigration lawyer from Vienna, Austria. If you've ever dreamt about moving to Austria, you're in the right place. But let's be real, immigrating isn't always easy and not everyone has the same chances. So today we're going to break down exactly who stands the best shot at making their Austrian dream come true. First up, let's talk money. Austria wants to see that you can support yourself, so having a stable income or sufficient savings is super important. Depending on your visa or residence permit type, there are specific minimum income requirements. For example, a single person might need to show around 1,300 to 1,500 euros per month in net income or financial resources. A married couple will need to show approximately 2,100 euro net. Please note that in addition to these minimum figures, you need to prove you can afford housing or other regular expenses, such as repaying any loans that you took out in Austria. It's not enough just to get here. You need to show that you can stay afloat. Now, let's chat about education and skills. If you have a university degree or specialized skills, you're already ahead of the game. Austria is always on the lookout for professionals in fields like IT, engineering, healthcare, and many more. So if you've got those qualifications, your chances are looking much better than average. One crucial thing to understand is the importance of formal education when it comes to working in Austria. In many cases, having a university degree or formal training is essential to securing a job. For instance, while some people might consider coming to Austria for jobs like cleaning, these roles typically don't have a dedicated immigration pathway. Austria tends to focus on skilled professions, and even in fields like culinary arts, just having a short course or informal training in your home country usually isn't enough. Becoming a chef here in Austria often requires formal schooling and certification, and you need to show that you're on the same level, having gone through the proper training in your home country. Another key factor is where you're from. If you're an EU citizen, the process is a lot simpler, but even if you're from outside the EU, there are still plenty of opportunities. For example, citizens from countries like the US, Canada, Australia, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore can enter Austria and the Schengen area for up to 90 days within a 180-day period without needing a visa. This means you can come and explore and, if you qualify, even apply for a residence permit during your stay. Just make sure not to overstay that 90-day period. It's important to note that right now, if you're from one of these countries, you can enjoy this 90-day stay without needing a visa or any prior travel authorization. However, keep in mind that there's a plan to introduce a travel pre-authorization system similar to the ESTA system in the US called ETIAS, E-T-I-A-S. It's been delayed a few times, but it could be implemented in the near future. So while you can currently enter without any additional steps, just be aware that the rules might change in the future. Now, for those from countries where a visa is required to enter Austria or the Schengen area, the process can be a bit more complex. It will normally involve having to file an application through the Austrian embassy responsible for you. Sometimes you might even face the challenge of not having an Austrian embassy in your home country. This means you could have to travel to a neighboring country that does have an Austrian embassy or consulate to apply for your visa or residence permit there. This can add an extra layer of difficulty in planning, so it's something to keep in mind. Beyond finances and qualifications, language skills are often a key requirement. For many types of residence permits in Austria, you'll need to show proof of at least A1 level German. This can be done by obtaining a certificate from an authorized testing center. In some cases, having a university degree might also serve as a substitute for the language requirement. So being aware of these prerequisites and preparing for them in advance can really help streamline your immigration process. Another common question I get is about digital nomads. So those are people who work remotely for companies based in another country and want to live in Austria while doing so. Unfortunately, I have to break the news that Austria doesn't currently have a specific immigration track for digital nomads. This means that if you want to work and live in Austria, you'll typically need to find employment with an Austrian company or qualify for another type of residence permit. It's always better to know this in advance so you can plan accordingly. Finally, let's touch on healthcare and insurance. In Austria, health insurance is mandatory for all employees and employers will provide it, especially if you're a full-time employee. There might be some exceptions for certain types of part-time work like mini jobs, but in general, you can rest assured that if you're employed, you will have access to Austria's excellent healthcare system. Outside of employment, you will have to show insurance coverage in a different way, sometimes involving taking out appropriate private health insurance. Before we wrap up, I want to share a crucial piece of advice. Please be aware of scams. Unfortunately, there are people out there who will promise guaranteed immigration success to Austria if you pay them a hefty fee. These scams often target people who might not have a strong chance of success, and sadly, they end up losing their money and, even in some extreme cases, become victims of human trafficking. This is one of the reasons I'm so committed to being honest and transparent with you all. I want to make sure that you have the right information so you can avoid these traps and make the best decisions for your future. So there you have it. Those are some of the key factors that can determine whether you have a good shot at making Austria your new home. Remember, it's all about preparation and understanding what Austria is looking for. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips and insights on living in Austria. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.